Okay, this is part 3 and hopefully the last part. There's not so much to do now. I am hoping this to be our last part of our Word document. If I happen to be going too quickly, feel free to pause, rewind and redo. I'm trying to save time as much as I can. So now I'll need to change this to one column again, because should I want to type here, let's just see if that allows me to. Okay, that allows me to. So it's already changed itself to one column, but if it didn't, if I'm trying to type and it gets blocked here and then goes over to the next line, that would mean that my document is still in 2 columns and I will have to change it. How do I then change my document from 2 columns to 1 column? You place your cursor on the last, after the last word of your second or your last column, and then you go to layout, columns, more columns, and then you're going to change to 1, and then you say this points forward. Okay, and then that's how you change from 2 columns to 1 column. And then as I'm typing, I can type across the columns, which means my document is now changed to 1 column. But luckily for me, it had already changed itself to 1 column, and not necessarily changed itself to 1 column, but it was from this point onward, I was already on 1 column. But had that not been the case, I would have changed my columns to how I showed you now. And yeah, that's what you always do when you want to change your columns from 2 or 3 back to 1. Okay, now continuing with the instructions, I now need to move this paragraph to what am I doing now? To the end of the document. Also, they want me to insert a page break here. So basically, on the first page that I have now, which is this page, I should only have the 2 columns and the heading and this paragraph here, and the rest of it should be on the second column. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my cursor here. I'm going to go to breaks on my layout ribbon, and then I'm going to say page. So this is how I insert a page break. So inserting a page break means that you're breaking this information from the first page to the next page. Okay, so I'm then going to highlight this, cut, and then I'm going to paste it at the end of the document. Home, paste. That's how you paste it. And then I would get rid of any unnecessary spaces that I may have open. Okay, and what then they want from me is, once I've moved that paragraph to the last one, I'm going to be focusing on this one. So they want me to insert socializing today in uppercase, bold and italics. Socializing today. Do they have it with an S or a Z? Let me check. They have it with an S, so I'll go with an S. Today in uppercase, bold and italics, and then I'll just press enter once. So uppercase, bold and italics, and then they want this to be a run-on sentence. How I'm then going to do it, I'm going to place my cursor here, then I'm going to press backspace. You see, that's how you make it a run-on sentence. Okay, you press backspace, so now this doesn't start on the second line, it continues from the first line of the paragraph. It continues on the second line of the paragraph. And then after distances, they want me to leave 2 line spaces. So this is where distances is. I'm going to press enter once, because this is 1. I start counting from here, 1, 2. So I've left 2 line spaces. And then they want me to transpose. Transposing means that we swap the order of these words. We transpose. We move this one over this side, or we move this one over that side. But like I explained, make sure that you do not leave any unnecessary spaces in between. Okay, so that this sentence would make sense. Let's read the sentence together. Right now they say by 2006, Facebook and Twitter both became available to throughout users the world. It doesn't make sense. But if you say by 2006, Facebook and Twitter both became available to users throughout the world, now it makes sense. Okay, so we'll transpose both these words. So I can just move this, cut, and then come here and say paste. Okay, so my letter spacing should be okay. And then once I've done that, we have stat, which means that I leave things as is. Okay, now let me go into this instruction. Insert bullets using the following symbol: wingdings and indent. So let me insert the bullets. So in inserting the bullets, I'm going to highlight this, and then I have my bullets here. I'm going to drop down the arrow, and then I do see that on the list of available bullets to choose from, I do not have a smiley face. Then I'm going to go on to define new bullet. It's a symbol, so I'll go on to symbol. Okay, and then font, I should change this to wingdings. Wingdings, here is wingdings. And then here I should find a smiley face. It's number 74. I think that's what that 74 stands for. Okay, so here's a smiley face here. And then yes, character code 74. I just chose the right one. As I click on it, here it shows character code 74. Wingdings 74. And then I'm going to press OK. And then I'm going to press OK. So both these paragraphs have a bullet, which is a symbol of a smiley face. Okay, easy peasy. It's not rocket science, I promise you. Give yourself time, you'll get a hang of it. And then I've done all of this. Part 3 seemingly is going to be shorter. And then now, where I've inserted this one, they want me to insert a single line border around the paragraph and center. Okay, so I'm going to go to my documents, and then this is the one that I'm going to be working on right now. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight this. First align it center, and then I have my borders here. I have my border options here. I can drop down and just say outside borders, outside borders. There we go, done. Should I have been told to adjust my borders to 1.5 points or 2.5 points or double line border? Out of range of borders and shadings, it should be box, and then there I can take the size, I can change the sizes of my lines, and then here I can change the style of my lines to double border or dotted or whatever. That's where you change your border options. Okay, depending on what the instruction has told you to do. We are getting closer and closer to the end of our fun activity. Now they want us to insert a shape with a smiley face and fill it with light gray shading. So I'm going to just enter at least twice. So we go onto our insert ribbon, and then you go to shapes, and then you look for the shape that you've been instructed to insert, and I'm looking, and there the shape goes. And then I'm going to, using my mouse, draw or enter the shape here. Now they want the height and the width of the shape to be 5 centimeters. That's what the instruction said. Here's the instruction here. We've read it together. So you can just say 5 centimeters here, and then we'll have 5 centimeters here as well, and then you press OK. So this is the size of the shape. Now they want the shape fill to be light gray, so there goes your shape fill here. You're going to drop the arrow, and then you're going to find any light gray. This would do, and then maybe your outline, you'd want to make it black, although the instruction didn't say it, but you know, black is always beautiful. And that's how you insert shapes. You find your shapes here in your insert ribbon, and then you have shapes here. And what else did they tell us to do? And guess what? We are done. We're actually done with our final exercise. This all was for 40 marks. It's not rocket science. With practice, you'll become perfect. and good luck with your studies going forward.